Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kelsey Cruz. Our top story tonight, university leaders have implemented some major changes to open dorm hours, officially adding more time for men to visit women's dorms and vice versa. It's a response to many student complaints that there weren't enough open dorm hours. Most students I spoke with this week are excited about the changes. Res Life has officially extended its open dorm hours policy at Huntington University. After student body president Logan Presnell attended a student government meeting, he realized that students wanted to see some changes at HU.
Students from a dorm just brought a lot of concerns to the meeting, those being the R-rated movie policy, alcohol, and open dorms.
Presnell decided that altering the open dorms policy seemed probable to achieve. He sent out a survey about the open dorm hours with the RA evaluations and received over 500 responses. He then consulted the Associate Dean of Student Development, Jesse Brown.
Jesse was really awesome to work with.
He sent me the proposal. He and I sat down and talked about it. I took it to the RDs, asked them to talk about it with their RAs.
After getting the thumbs up from Jesse Brown, Presnell took the proposal back to student government to have it implemented. The open dorm hours have officially been extended an hour on both Friday and Saturday night to midnight instead of 11 p.m. They also added a 2-hour time block on Sunday evenings from 7 to 9 p.m.
I think it's not a bad idea. I mean, it doesn't add any extra work for the RAs at this point. I mean, the extra 7 to 9 hours are a little bit weird. Like, why is this happening? But it does make things easier, like if you're trying to work on a group project and you need that extra time, or just to hang out on other friends' floors.
Overall, the feedback has been positive in regards to the new open dorms policy.
Just having that extra hour until midnight is just really, I think, is really exciting. And I think that students are pretty excited about it.
Reporting for FDN News, I'm Kelsey Cruz. Are you happy with the open dorm changes? Tweet us at FDN_news. Students gathered at the Hub on Monday night to listen to the speeches of student government members running for the executive board next year. Those campaigning for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer responded to the questions of debate moderators as well as those of students. FDNC Malin was there live tweeting the debates, and he joins us now live in this studio. CM, who is running for president for student government?
Yeah, running next year for student government president, we have juniors Logan Presnell and Pantelis Theodorakopoulos. Also running for vice president, we have Darius Hillman and Melanie Lewis. For treasurer, we have Aaron Harding and Lucas Kaler. And for secretary, we have Paige Winings running by herself. So.
All right, that sounds like a solid group.
A lot of great people.
Oh, absolutely. A couple weeks ago, we covered a story on Yik Yak and some of the negative effects of it on campus. Did that happen to come up at the meeting at all?
Yeah, I was thinking if I could ask one question to the candidates tonight, what am I going to ask them? And Yik Yak is one of those things that if you don't have it on campus, you know someone who has had it or you've at least heard about it. So that was definitely a question that I was going to ask the candidates. I had asked what their views are on it and if they're going to be taking any actions to get rid of the app or control what is going on there. Logan talked a lot about how he doesn't have the app himself, and if he has any friends or if he knows the people who have it and he sees that, he asks that they delete it or get rid of it just because there's not a lot of good stuff happening on there. And Pantelis talked a lot about how he's already this semester working with Ron Coffey for the handbook for next school year on what HU can do about cyberbullying and apps like Yik Yak and looking at the possibility of banning that. So.
Wow. Now, what did these candidates talk about how they want to improve the community life of Huntington?
Right. I think we like to think we have a lot of great community on campus. I see it all the time, but we can just always go up, right? So Logan talked a lot about how this past year he's been president. He's built really good relationships with Blair Stairs and other leaders on campus. And he just wants to keep growing those relationships. And he talked a lot about how SGA is not just the people who are elected. SGA is also the students, it's the professors, it's the faculty, and bringing them all together as one body. And Pantelis, he talked about how there'd be this really cool program he would like to set up where we do a college exchange students for a day. So we would take like 10 Taylor students and 10 Huntington students, and they'd go to each other's schools and kind of see those different experiences for a day. And both candidates agreed that we need to emphasize more diversity here, and whatever events we could do to celebrate diversity, they're both up for that. So
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see what happens. When is the voting?
yeah, so voting for SGA Executive Board is open until noon on Friday, March 11th. We want to know, who are you voting for? And what do you think is the most important issue on campus? Tweet us your thoughts at FDN_news.
Thanks so much, CM.
Thank you, Kelsey.
The mild weather this year has saved HU not only time, but also money. FDN's Kaylee Hendrickson joins us live on campus with the story.
The evidence of this mild winter is all around me. Just last week, this campus was covered in light, fluffy snow, but this week, just a light jacket will do. Because of the small amounts of snow that Huntington has had over this last winter, HU has only had 26 overtime hours in the month of January. This is 50% less than last year and almost 90% less than 2014. HU has saved money through reduced overtime, equipment, supplies, and gas. I met with the Director of Physical Plant and Maintenance, Jerry Gersley, to discuss the mild winter, how the mild winter has affected HU.
We order before winter a truckload, and then usually about midway through winter we have to get a second one. And this year we're still on our first one, and we'll probably have some carryover.
For HU maintenance, less snow equals more savings. Reporting for FDN News, I'm Kaylee Hendrickson.
HU women's bowling team has had an amazing season this year, ranking number 22 in women's intercollegiate bowling on collegebowling.com's ranking system. FDN interviewed with the bowling team's head coach, Jim Bischoff, about the team's recent success.
I know what they're capable of. There's absolutely no reason in the world why we should not be one of those 4 teams going to nationals. And I think they've done very well. These ladies are very competitive. They love to compete. They love to win. They love to bowl good. You know, it certainly is with any athlete a learning experience when things don't go the way they're supposed to. They come together well. They support each other well, even during the bad times. When somebody's down, sometimes it carries on for a little bit, but as a team, you have to kind of fight through that, and that's something they've improved on a lot through the year. It's something we continue to work on, and it's one of those things we will always continue to work on.
Huntington University's radio station, Forrester Radio, has been a bit of a mystery to many students on campus, but FDN spoke with Forrester Radio station manager Sam Jones to discuss the radio station's mission and how students can get involved.
As station manager, I'm in charge of all music events. I also delegate to students in positions in Forrester Radio on what to do, like marketing and social media, as well as contests and things like that. The format for Forrester Radio is Top 40 Christian Hits is what I generally refer to it as. Our goal to stay relevant is also to keep connecting with the students, especially here at Huntington University.
If you are interested in being a DJ for Forrester Radio, email Sam Jones at jones2@huntington.edu. Well, that's all we have for you in this installment of FDN News. Be sure to check us out online at forresterdigital.net and follow us on Twitter at FDN_news. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.